So the Zebras are now making their way out on the ice. And here come the visiting Waterford Sharks. And coming out to Free Bird like the Team USA, World Juniors, and all that stuff too. So when you bring that out to Leonard Skinner, that was pretty good. Again, the moment that a lot of you missed because you weren't along the Go Live Sportscast last year was really myself and John Stonehouse. That when Chad Frost was behind the bench, every time the Sharks scored, they played the little song from Curb Your Enthusiasm, and it ended up really backfiring on the Muskegon Voyagers as the Sharks continued to want to hear that song, and they scored a ton of goals, and they took the first two games on the final side in a sweep when they went 5-0 last year. And I know for Muskegon, you look on that on the other end, and you want your comeuppance, and I would fully expect a split. I think both of these two teams can definitely do that, and I would be surprised if there was a 2-0 either way. But again, I said that last year. We'll see what ends up happening again. We're going to get to the lineups. I'll pause for a moment, and then we will get puck drop. So it's another very good rendition of the Star Spangled Banner as we're going to get set here for Game 1 of the MIHL Finals at Lakeshore Sports Center. It's in the host Muskegon Voyagers taking on the Waterford Sharks. Again, the Muskegon Voyagers 20-4 this season. The Waterford Sharks 19-4 in one previous, but 18-4 in two this season. Both teams about a win or so off the pace from last year. Remarkably consistent. A lot of the same teams all the way across the board. Heavy firepower, good defensive players, good goaltending. And I want to take a look again on the other side. Again, it's all the way over on the side of my sight lines. Again, we're on the back end side of the benches where we will get the Sharks view from the first and third. But I do believe it's going to be Devon Lay, number 32, in the goal crease. And that is indeed what I see. So Devon Lay, again, we got that news from Jack Hudak a couple of days ago that he got that promotion call-up moving up in the league. And that is a big get for the latest team that picked up Jack, but this is also a big get for the Sharks as far as trying to do some damage. And that's not to say, because we saw Devon Lay in the second game of a back-to-back on a Sunday maybe about a month ago or so, where things look pretty good for him in the back of the goal crease too. But Sharks, a little bit of a momentary advantage. Elijah Gibbons, in the last game, about 7 goals against a couple times when he vacated his goal crease when he probably shouldn't have. And that also burned them a couple times. You can't afford to do that against Muskegon, as they'll try to rattle this now and around the end boards. We're underway as Luke McCarthy will push this one again across the wall. Again, I'm going to look a little bit from my camera side, and as far as a view of the board, so a little bit unique ones for me that I'll be getting used to as well. But sit back and enjoy this one, as this one's flipped in now by Muskegon, and off the back skate it's Joe Gibbs trying to get this one across the wall off the spin and turn. I don't believe we have a camera clock shot, so I will watch that behind me and let you know updated once we get some stoppages. As this is played back in amongst the inboards by Hunter Keppel, and the Sharks will look to take their road whites right to left. It's Andrew Polosha racing now toward the right side boards as he works his way in behind the net. The Sharks having the high slot. It's for Micah with a wrister. This one will get deflected, and now the Muskegon Voyagers try to take this one off the races, trying to stick drag a couple times. This gets shoved in the corner now by Luke McCarthy. McCarthy now will play this in off the inboards as Ryan Gamber will get it off the pinch. Sharks now try to press ahead off the pass, as this is an opportunity for Cole Helgamo. Off a 1-on-4, Helgamo will send it to the net. It's a big stop by Lay. Theo Goody, this one bounces in front a couple of times. And Muskegon able to press the other way with Zach Grover. Grover now will spin in his own end and start the return. Again, Muskegon in the teal with the black jerseys. Sharks do a nice job, force the steal. Here's a long wrister that'll hit the netting and go up and out of play at about 18-18. So I'll take some momentary looks at that to kind of set the scene as far as the score clock as well, as we are really just getting underway in Game 1 of the MIHL Finals. John out here alongside Frank and Kelly of the Go Live Sportscast. We appreciate you guys being in and listening in all the way across from wherever you are. This will be a face-off attempt here for Mr. Justin McComas, and this will be contested a couple times as the Sharks now try to spin this one back in behind the net. Lay still watching as this is near the right side board. Sharks have possession in front of them. There's a dangerous pass right in the middle of the slot, and this will be deflected back down by Gamber and then punched back in by the Sharks. Looking for the breakout off the end boards. Sharks take a slap shot. Again, that would have been offsides anyway, so Sharks have to spin back up now as Gamber gets a piece of it. Isaiah Humpner will push this one ahead. Is now off the windmill. This is Muskegon with possession, and off the backhand, and Elijah Gibbons will have it with the glove hand right at 17:40. So I can go ahead and circle number 15, Ryan Gamber, in on my score sheet for Muskegon. Again, I'm going to go ahead and say that everyone that's made the road trip for the Sharks, again, they're not going to have any late entrances for Game 2. This is essentially the lineup that we're going to see. As Groth will flip this one down the ice. Polosha goes ahead and try to give it a chase. It'll be sent back down now, intercepted by Kieran Carlisle. Here's off a long wrister. There is a rebound in front. Elijah Gibbons was swimming in the goal crease for a minute, but Kieran gets an opportunity to pick it up. Here's Andrew Polosha. Now on the right side wall with Kieran Carlisle. Takes a big hit near the right side boards. And this will allow Muskegon to go ahead and settle up and get some possession. Sharks play this one off the embankment. I thought Groth was acting like the puck almost hit him in the head. as this is the other way. The Sharks in the middle of a change for Micah. Get some look at that there. Again, last year I spent some time in the penalty box doing the broadcast alongside John Stonehouse, so a little bit different views, but equally just as cold, I promise you that. Here off the one-on-one, good stick check by Theo Goody, as this one gets shoveled in the corner against Jeremy Joyce for Micah now. And on the charge as this goes toward the right side boards. Again, we are still scoreless. 5 minutes have been exposed here from this first, as it's sent back around the end boards and then sent in deep for Luke Rescission. Puck will hit the glass a few times as the Sharks in a hurried attempt to try to get this puck out. And now in off the end boards, bounces off a Gibbons stick, now toward the left side slot, and a rebound out in front. Gibbons never saw it, and the Muskegon Voyagers are now out in front. We're going to have to see who that goal is going to be credited for, because there was too much of a mass of humanity out in front of Gibbons, who really didn't have a chance to stop it. This was just a shot in near the right side, and if that was let go for Muskegon, let me go ahead and give you that number there for Nolan LeClaire. That could be his immediate goal if that was not deflected. 15-15 in the first. So I know it's Luke McCarthy and I believe Rescission, but it's going to be the goal for Nolan LeClaire, so we got that one live. It's a 1-0 lead for the Muskegon Voyagers, so I'll fix that on our graphics side, as this is 15:45 left to go in the first. Picked up now off the backhand, saved by Gibbons, rebound at the net, and Muskegon scores! Immediately after getting that first, they get the second. Elijah Gibbons never got track of that second rebound. So Luke McCarthy able to send the puck across, and then a fight for it at the net. And Elijah Gibbons able to get it near the left side post. So that's a nightmare for the Sharks, as they've already given up a couple of goals. So Christian Montgomery, McCarthy's got his second. Nolan LeClaire has a goal and an assist right now. As I'm looking at the score timer here at 15:28, as it's a 2-0 lead for the Muskegon Voyagers, and a long shot will be held with the glove hand by Elijah Gibbons. But a couple of quick goals for the Voyagers, and I can tell you this already from last year, that the Voyagers have more goals right now, not even in the first 5 minutes, than they did for the second period this time last year when they played game one of the final, shot through traffic. This one pinballs wide away from Elijah Gibbons, and now immediately Sharks try to break out on their own end. Grove with a cross pass as this one gets deflected in. Sharks have to try to find one here in this period. I don't think they can afford to go down 3 goals. I know they can turn around and shot. A good save for Lay. He didn't know where it was. It was near the left post. Little inside out. Kieran Carlisle now tries to press. But I think at least for one thing for the Sharks, whether or not it matters, it turns the urgency. And that's a big pump right now for the Sharks. And you're going to have to give them some energy, because you know what's at stake. And you know the Voyagers do as well. Again, they lost last year, got swept by the Sharks. And they want to completely change things, as this one's flipped out in front a couple times. One of the Voyagers goes hard into the boards as this shot will hit the glass. Ryan Gamber off the recollect. And now an opportunity for the Sharks to send this one back around the embankment for Hunter Keppel. This will be sent all the way back down the ice, but not blown dead, as we got 14 minutes left to go in this first. It's a 2-0 lead for the Voyagers. Spencer Bowman. Opportunity now, Brian Danielson rides the blue line side, give the pass across for Grego into the screen, and this will be deflected and off the end boards. Here comes the slap shot. It'll be flipped back around now as Muskegon try to break out in their own end. Thought somebody was wearing Christopher Seeley's jersey, but I know I had to be seeing things because he didn't travel today. As this one is flipped in off the end board, stopped by Gibbons. Now an opportunity for Brian Danielson to play this backhand ahead. Justin McComas tried to lurk out in front of Cole Hogemo. We get a good camera shot in the middle of center ice. This will be sent back down and toward the left side as both teams. Zach Dance's squad also in the middle of a change. The Voyagers are enjoying a 2-0 lead as this is back in the defensive end of the Sharks. Justin McComas tried to play this one ahead off of Spencer Bowman, number 71, and settle back down for Joseph Gibbs. Again, he's a premium offensive defenseman, just like Riley Picture. Zach Molkowski with a sharp angle shot and lay. Saw it the whole way. So 12:55 left to go in this first. I think my goals were at 16-15 and 15-38 as the D-zone draw is won by the Voyagers. Luke McCarthy will get a chance to send this one in. Again, a 2-0 lead for Muskegon. They did so quickly, about 40 seconds apart. A lot of pirouettes here for the Sharks right now as Joe Gibbs just trying to buy himself some space. And the Sharks now have this one in toward the right side boards. There's a jam for it now, but Muskegon able to escape. Beautiful feather pass. We'll get this one right at Luke McCarthy. What a split of the defense as they'll get this in toward the left side boards. Feeling himself right now. Already has a couple of points in this game. Opportunity now, Grove. Try to race the other way. See what the Sharks can do. Long shot lay. Able to calm this one down with the glove hand. So Sharks have been kept on the outside with a lot of long shots. Nothing jailbreaking up the middle of the ice. Nothing too dangerous just yet. Still tons of time as this is in the left side boards. Now Hunter Keppel was providing a screen, but it definitely looks like the Muskegon Voyagers able to get this one out at least to center ice. Flipped in now for a moment. Polosha stays on side. Puck goes back to him. Try to get this one in between his legs. He still hunted for the puck for a moment as this one will be flipped back down. Now Muskegon can take this right to left and use a cross-ice pass. A little bit of a forecheck here for the Sharks. Try to get this one loose toward the right side. Here's Isaiah Hoffner. He gets run against the wall there by Siegel. And the Sharks will get some puck possession. Try to flip it. It's not out. Here's the cross. Good stop, Gibbons. He needed it. Otherwise, it would have been 3-0. He's going to get some stick taps alongside Kieran Carlisle, and that is well deserved. Growth now sharing some words, and alongside the Zebras, Brian Danielson. I see Alex Gregorich on the side of our camera shot. Spencer Bowman line out there as well. I think unless we're going to keep all of those guys in the same ice, spot of the elder statesman here for the Sharks. Cole Hogemo, you got that top line. Grego try to get the top forehand. This one will be flipped back in behind the net. There's an opportunity to be sent back down the ice for Siegel. It's not out. The Sharks try to go ahead and press again off the long flip as players will come together in near the right side boards. Opportunity for a wrister. This one will be whistled away. I think it might have hit the netting as we get 11:06. So this is what I want to mention here for those that are new. And this is a little bit new for me because this is only my second trip officially to Muskegon. But when we get these whistles and we get these intermissions, and it's not really an intermission, it's more of a commercial break, but we get maybe about 90 seconds to a minute 20 in a sense of spare. And again, I know minute 30, minute 20, making myself sound like a fool, but that's easy to do. They're going to get some stoppages here, and they're going to have these guys stay fresh, get some Gatorade, get some rest. It's something that they do. I'm not accustomed to it on the other side for the Sharks, but that is what it is. I think it also gives Terry Ficarelli a chance to be able to take that radio pause up there as well. So Sharks will have some talking on the side. We get some really good shot there of Matt Berger in the mix of it, of what they want to do. Again, Alex Gregorich alongside M1 United, able to bring him alongside the coaching staff as they moved on from Dirk Thur, from what I were the former player there for the Sharks. Chad Frost, he was the championship winning coach that is spending time over in Germany in the Dell League. So all that really remains to be said here in this 11:06 of this first. Again, a whole heck of a lot in the game, but really you want to see the Sharks push the other way and get some dangerous chances. Muskegon's not really giving them any lanes. The Sharks have been kept on the outside. A couple of scrambles on some rebounds in which Muskegon did well. Here's a chance right off the draw, and that was one of those quick ones that you wanted there. Brian Danielson now off the back check. Gets the steal, try to send this pass toward the right side for Grego. As players come together, one of the Sharks really went down hard away from our sight lines, as this will be flipped back across ahead for Chris Hawkins. Sharks able to block and keep this one in as Muskegon in the teal and black try to get this one left to right. Here's a good touch pass in toward the right side boards. There'll be a chance now. Elijah Gibbons will stop this in amongst from the goal crease. Siegel emerges with the vulcanized rubber, gains the red, and sends this one in. And toward the left side, Sharks will go ahead and take their change as this is still pressured in behind the net of Devin Lay. And on the backhand now, Sharks try to get some possession with Joe Gibbs as they'll funnel it into the corner. We've got about halfway to go here in this first. It's a 2-0 lead for the Muskegon Voyagers. Get another stoppage. I'll give you those goal resets in a minute. But I know we got Nolan LeClaire in the mix of Christian Montgomery. LeClaire's got a goal and an assist. Luke McCarthy, a couple of assists. As this is now toward the left side end boards. Go ahead and spin and turn, and Zach Mulkowski. Sharks try to hold the line. This is a good dispossess. Now Elijah Gibbons is going to keep this one on the outside as the Sharks. Good work there for Joe Gibbs in the corner. Assistant captain against Luke McCarthy. Here's a feed. And toward the right side, middle of the slot, one-timer. This will get deflected out in front of the Sharks. A stick lift will push this one the other way. Don't think the Sharks were going to be able to do much with that there, as they're going to take a change. Zach Mulkowski was the only one on the forecheck. And off the steal for a moment, Muskegon trying to just flip this one down the ice. Opportunity near the players' bench to recollect the puck as the Sharks will go ahead and send this one in deep off with the Highland, Michigan native Jake Prober. I'll be thinking of him. I hope that he does well. As this is picked up now for Zach Mulkowski. A couple Sharks run into each other. A little miscommunication there alongside Joe Gibbs, who have a little of a snow job and toward the left side dot. Puck will get bounced around a couple times. Theo Goody is going to finish his hit against Ryan Gamber. Slap shot gets blocked out in front, and Prober nicely uses the glass, gets it out in through neutral zone. Now to the right side, Prober try to ride the line. Muskegon able to send this one through, and some dangerous hits that reverberate across the glass. Again, that gives us some interesting sightline views. Mulkowski toe drags it ahead. This will be flipped down the ice. Not going to be far enough for icing, however, as we got 8:25 left to go in this first. Muskegon Voyagers have an early 2-0 lead as this puck gets turned over by the Sharks at neutral zone. Opportunity now off the send-in. Elijah Gibbons will vacate the goal crease for a moment as we'll go ahead and battle for the puck there for Micah off the spin and turn. Kieran Carlisle will try to help him with a good move for Polosha, trying to escape a couple of those sticks, and the puck will be played in the Sharks bench, so no penalty for that. So I know on the Facebook side, I will give some of those updates for those that are trying to look around social media. Depends on the kind of signal that we get between the Wi-Fi. I don't think I'm going to be able to do too much of that, but I'll do what I can. Played in off the backhand now for Kevin Belvich off the left. Sharks able to get this one out. Andrew Polosha now toward the right side board. Sharks looking for some traffic on front. Long shot will be held by Lane. Easy stop there. That's probably, to my estimation, only about 5 or 6 stops that Devin Lay's had to make. A lot of them have been ridiculously easy. There hasn't been a lot of traffic out in front here for the Sharks to do some damage, but they've kept it close enough. Kind of say the same thing. Here comes a slapper there for Groth, and then the signature one there. But a lot of those ones in the first period we said were the Pina 45ers until the Sharks turned it on. They can definitely do so in the second. If only they can keep the game close, you would feel good about that. But they got blitzed early within a span of 45 seconds, about 16-15 to 15-38. So Nolan LeClaire and Christian Montgomery with the goals. Luke McCarthy has a couple primary assists, and I believe I got one for Luke Recision, and on the other end as well for Nolan LeClaire. Alex Gregorich will get set to take this draw, and he will win this one back and alongside Andrew Taylor as it gets flipped in behind the ice. Recision will have the puck Again, trying to take this one left to right for Muskegon. About 7:15 left to go in this first. Here's a dangerous opportunity, and the wrister goes wide. Couple of stick lifts in behind the net, and off the spin and turn now Siegel. Got to be very quick about it. Use the offhand to brush the puck away. Again, that gives us some pretty good looks real time as it's picked up off the backhand. Luke McCarthy forces steal for the moment. Cole Halgamo helps get in the puck retrieval. A little 200-foot game there as the Sharks will go ahead and try to break out now through center ice. Send this one in safely across the red. Cole Halgamo will hunt this one against Riley Picture. Now in toward the left side boards. See who emerges with the puck here as the Voyagers still trying to spin and turn in their own end and get acclimated. Again, they're feeling good now with a 2-0 lead in this game so far. Long shot, the glove save for Elijah. Get another stoppage here at 6:32 of the first frame. Will be an ozone draw here alongside the Muskegon Voyagers as this one's flipped back down the ice. Now in off the glass. Felt something fall across my feet, so I got me a little nervous. I apologize. Zach Molkowski and off the long shot. Lay's got that one with the glove hand. We got some crazy equipment over here to be able to get you this broadcast. We've got Terry Ficcarelli upstairs, give you both angles as far as Waterford Sharks. For me, my name is John Ott, alongside Kelly and Frank of the Go Live Sportscast, and then you got Terry Ficcarelli upstairs on Sunny FM. This is a bounce in toward the right side boards, and Muskegon will go ahead and start with this in their own end off the outstretch. About 6:05 left to go in this first. There's a race down the right wing. Good avoidance of a hit. Shot in toward Elijah Gibbons, who reaches behind him, and he's got the puck. So who is going to ignite the pilot light for the Sharks? That is my main question on my mind. If we do get a chance to get some interviews, I know Alex Gregorich was talking about some of them. Might be one of the first ones if we get a chance. Hopefully I can hold the mic close to him and ask him a couple of questions. But I would be thinking about the sweep of last year in the mix, playing this team consecutively 5 times. You know, what is there left for you to watch? Here is an odd man rush opportunity as Muskegon works this way in behind the net. Elijah Gibbons gets back up to his skates now as this is looped in behind the net. Good traffic and a big hit in behind is Theo Goody and Joe Gibbs play cleanup crew. That was Isaiah Humpner in toward our camera shot. They got a pane full of glass. Sent back around the end boards now is Zach Grover as he will circle and toward the right side dot, and Muskegon couldn't play this one clean and behind their own end. We'll see if the Sharks can get some position. This is where I use part of the TV side of the camera. Polosha now will go ahead and take a look. And off the right side, beautiful feed and a good stick check there for the Sharks for Micah, trying to get this one off the one-on-one. And this will push the play the other way. About 4:50 left to go. And this versus a 2-0 lead for the Muskegon Voyagers. Christian Montgomery with the latest, and answered by Nolan LeClaire, who's got a goal and an assist. Picked up now for Micah. Sends this cross pass. Greg Rich trying to play a one-hand as he braces for a hit and near the right side boards. Here's an opportunity now. The Sharks go down and toward the right side, but this play's still alive. Don't see any hands in the air. Slap shot in front of the traffic for Micah now. Will hunt toward the point. The puck goes over him, and that's going to be an icing. I don't want to say things for certain or talk out of turn, but it is to be known, to be said. I've seen some of it in high school, and I'm not sure how much of it will translate through MIHL, but you can get your own refs at times, and those are the things that you know. I'm not going to say what's called and what's not, but we did see some things last week as far as Spencer Bowman and some of his teammates getting taken down behind the play, trying to stand up for there, getting a 10-minute misconduct. You want to have things be called fair on both sides when we do see it, but nothing egregious just yet. This is picked up now by the Sharks momentarily. And go ahead and try to get some stick possession there. Cole Halgamo now. And off the lift, that was Spencer Bowman. Gets his steal. Bowman now number 71. Gets his way through the foam. Both shot on, big rebound. Lay got a piece of the first one. And the vulcanized rubber goes to the left side dot as Muskegon now can take this one, flip it down the ice. Brian Danielson off the puck retrieval. He will use the glass to effectiveness as we go toward the left wing. Sharks in the midst of their change. Good back check alongside Siegel. He was by himself. Elijah Gibbons did the rest. Good work there for Siegel and Gibbons to team up there and be able to keep that puck out of the net because the Sharks were in the middle of a change while Muskegon was on a rush. So take this draw is Andrew Taylor, and alongside for the Muskegon Voyagers, this one will get one back. Luke McCarthy gets a piece of it for a moment. Taylor now against the wall as he gets pinned by Gibbs, and the Sharks able to escape. It's Theo Goody. Goody now will flip this one safely across the red line. Right now we're seeing a lot of dump and chase Red Wings style, but not a lot of action in behind it. Again, that's okay for the moment, but you do need to see in toward that second period the Waterford Sharks try to make some breakout plays that they know that they can do. But Muskegon is really hard to deal with. Riley Picture, and off the brace, gets tied up and alongside Jake Prober and helps force the steal. Is Gibbs able to get away with it now? On the half skate, this is a good pass out in front, and that one does not go in. They try to find Milkowski right off the rush. Muskegon now toward the left side wall. Here's a centering feed. Good diving shot block there alongside for Kieran Carlisle. It's not the high-scoring opportunity. 2:30 left to go. Both teams take a change, and Muskegon now flip this one in across the wall. Sharks try to press this one quickly as Groth will play it ahead. Send this one back. Muskegon, good spot to shoot. 5-hole save as that one will be stopped on the other end from Ryan Gamber. So now you can see it if you look the camera time shutout there, 2:16 as we get our official shot. It's still a 2-0 lead for the Voyagers. Offensive zone draw win. And the Sharks try to go ahead and battle for possession. It's very contested near the right side dot. A lot of lumber needs to get picked out over there. Polosha trying to turn on the burners here. Polosha trying to cut through the left side dot. Left for Micah. Ref say it stays on sides. Back in behind the net now. Lay turning around, trying to find it. And he will get it toward the right side post. If that shot could have been lifted as Lay was down, this might have been a 2-1 game, but as it still sits, we're getting ever closer to the end of the first. It's been a good period so far. Again, Sharks do have something to build upon, but at least the game is still there for the taking. That's the most important thing, but if they don't get this game one, they really kind of need to get game two, the way it is in the best of 5. You don't want to go back on the road, down a couple of games. As the road team, really, you just want to split. If you take both, that's great. They did that last year. It's still in position to do so, but you really got to get one. As this is in toward the right side boards. Knocked away a couple times from Ryan Gamber. Here's a battle for it, and alongside Kieran Carlisle. Sharks will go ahead and make their changes among the fly. Here's a shot that Lay able to get a piece of. This works in behind the net now. Sharks have a good spot to shoot in off the drop pass. They just couldn't get it off, though. Brian Danielson on the back check. This one goes off the stick shaft of Elijah Gibbons. Send this one back out in front, and Elijah has it in the trapper. So 56 seconds left to go in this first. Gregorich going to get set to take this draw against Jeremy Joyce. Here's a wrister from Precision. This one gets shoved in the corner now. Picked up now by Kevin Belvich for a moment off the spin and turn. He's still battling for the puck. Falls down to try to make a play. And Muskegon holds that left side blue line and flips it in yet again. A lot of hunting for the puck. Brian Danielson busy back in behind the goal crease of Elijah Gibbons. Gregorich's outstretched pass will go all the way back down for Lay, who gets to stop it. That's going to burn more time. Muskegon can do whatever they want here in this final 25 seconds. Be smart with the puck. That's the most important thing for them. As this one's flipped in the corner. Away from Danielson. Worked in behind now, left across from Jeremy Joyce. This goes off the side of the net. Does not go in. Big contact in behind. I think the Sharks are going to get a penalty call from what I'm looking at toward my eyes. I don't even need the camera, so that's right where we are. Kevin Belvich got blasted and behind the net. We'll see what the refs want to do. Elijah making sure the net is back in its moorings and nothing was loose. And now we'll get some words being exchanged in between Riley Picture and Spencer Bowman, the captain sees. So don't go by my official count, but I think there would have been a hand in the air and alongside for the Sharks. And we'll count the personnel that's out on the ice. I do see 4, so it's going to be a power play opportunity here for the Muskegon Voyagers. It'll probably essentially get to carry over if they don't score an 8.5. So Alex Gregorich ends up taking the penalty. Here's a long shot, Polosha. This one stopped with a glove hand, and that is going to do it for the first. The Muskegon Voyagers have a 2-0 lead on the strength of Nolan LeClaire and Christian Montgomery. Again, those are about a 45-second split between 16:15 and 15:38. When we come back, we'll go ahead and call the rest of the second. Lead you into the third. We'll try to take you around the league as far as NCAA tournament scores, anything else that we see. But this is game 1 of the MIHL finals. Again, the Waterford Sharks beat the Muskegon Voyagers last year in a surprising sweep. Muskegon trying to return the favor. They got an early 2-goal lead to the good. Come right back. We'll call more. So I know we still got some time here before the start of the second period, but I might as well go ahead and give you the reset. As far as everything else, my name is John On, alongside the Go Live Sportscast, friend Kelly, glad that you could enjoy us wherever you are watching and listening in on this side. So I'm going to go out and pull up the Facebook post that I have here alongside, but it is goals from Nolan LeClaire and Christian Montgomery. And really, when you look at this game so far in a nutshell for the Waterford Sharks, it's 2-0 because a lot of the chances have been kept out on the outside for Waterford. They really hadn't had any chance to be able to break away. We haven't been able to see Kieran Carlisle, Andrew Polosha, or any of those guys take over. Right now, Alex Gregorich is in the box for what he hopes is another 1 minute and 51 seconds. That was the only penalty back in behind the net of Elijah Gibbons, as Kevin Belvich got absolutely sandwiched in amongst the boards. He did pop up. He was okay, but that was the biggest hit that we had back among the first period. As far as shots on goal, I didn't get the official number across the PA. It's a little more muffled here than it is alongside from the Waterford end. But if I have to go ahead and guess for the Sharks, I could probably tell you about 8 shots on goal. Maybe about 15, 16 for Muskegon. They've had the, I wouldn't say completely one-sided edge of that first period, but they had the decisive edge so far, and that's where I would leave it. But as I told you from game 1 at Lakeland Ice Arena against the Alpena 45ers, remember Alpena played a pretty decent first period. They kept it within a couple of goals, and then it was a second period that completely fell apart. Well, that's what Waterford's hoping to do in the inverse of Muskegon, to kind of blitz the Voyagers in the second period. Now, unless they can find a way to break through the middle of the ice and get some dangerous chances, whether or not Jack Hudek, as we mentioned, got his promotion, he moves up, he's not going to be in goal here for these finals, but Devon Lay had about as easy of a time as you could have. And we're just not used to seeing the Waterford Sharks not have to play from behind. That's not one thing. That's something altogether. But just the limited number of shots that they had as we get set to change ends. That's the one thing that really kind of sticks out in the craw for me. So if they can get a little more busy work in alongside Matt Berger's squad, then I think that they would be in good standing. I think that's ultimately what's needed. If they're going to be able to do that, again, you got to get up the middle of the ice, create those chances, create some rebounds, because if you can't do that, it's going to be awfully difficult, because the shots on the outside with Muskegon's defense they're pretty stout. They're going to be able to make those saves from the outside. So until you can get some traffic and create some chaos, that's where I think the Sharks could have the advantage if they can find a way to press in the second. Because otherwise Muskegon's going to go ahead and take that first period all day. And I don't think, let me say this honestly, if it got to 4 or 5, I don't think they would have to press all that much more if the first period was as inactive as it was. As Riley Picture now giving a fist bump and alongside Filet, and I think he knows the business of what was at hand. So I get that there. Again, we're going to get a chance to change ends, and we'll see what is different. This is a best of 5. So regardless of what happens in this game, if the Sharks do win Game 2, find a way to go 1-1 or 2-0, again, all is forgiven. You only had a 2-goal disadvantage, so the game's still right there for you in the taking, and we'll see what kind of pace we get. So we're underway officially now from this second period. It's a 2-0 lead in the mix of Nolan LeClaire and Christian Montgomery, as we said, about 45 seconds apart in the mix of 16-15, 15-38. It's an abbreviated power play here for the Voyagers for about another minute 30 as Alex Gregorich is in the box. Riley Picture will go ahead and take a look right toward the left side red line as the Voyagers will safely dump this one in. Played in off the backhand now alongside for Jordan Truxton as we get a delayed offside hand in the air. Here's an opportunity as the Sharks able to safely clear this one down the ice. Can do so on the kill. No worries of any sort of icing as this one is picked off for the moment. And now get a chance to push the other way for Nolan LeClaire, who opened the scoring. Riley Picture, nice move in toward the right side. Try to get a stick lift into the backhand as Muskegon working toward the right side red line. And the Sharks will catapult this one down the ice. Lay will stop this now toward the right side. He a soft leave here for Ryan Gamber. Gamber now will get things situated. Now the one thing Muskegon does well, a la the Tampa Bay Lightning and Victor Hedman, is those elongated breakouts on defense. Now they've iced it there, but what I mean by that is it will take their time and have their forwards pinch all the way on the blue line, whether it be all the way left or all the way right. Look for those breakout passes and quick strikes. We've seen that a couple times at Lakeland Ice Arena. You want to try to key in on that when we get a little bit later in this game, maybe middle second to all of third period. If Muskegon starts to look for the breakout and behind the mesh of Lay, they're probably looking for a quick pass and a quick strike that they're usually pretty good at getting. As this will be sent back around the end boards and left now across for the captaincy and Riley Picture. Again, the teal and black jerseys, the Muskegon Voyagers have a 2-0 lead. They got the home ice advantage as they clinch the #1 seed. They've done so every single year in the MIHL. The Waterford Sharks, this is the 5th straight meeting of these teams in the finals. Again, the Sharks won for the first time last year. It was a split in between the last 2 years. Sharks trying to get a couple in a row, and Muskegon trying to get right back to where they usually are, right at the summit. This one is sent back down. Gregorich is out of the goal crease, but the Voyagers have puck possession. Here is a cross-ice pass, but Elijah Gibbons will get to it first. 17:59 left to go in the second. So from where I am, there is a set of bleachers, and behind right where we get the goaltending cages. So I'm at the end where Devin Lay is, and there's a bench there alongside all of us with all of the equipment. It is a lot colder down here, so even though the code is blue, I have to keep it open there alongside the Sharks, then otherwise they'll get mad at me. But I'm going to need some extra layers. Here's a shot to be saved by Gibbons as he closes the 5-hole. I got to say, the Sharks' white road unis look pretty clean, but I do like the black if I have to go ahead and lean on the side of it. I like both of those, though, to be honest with you. I can say that as a company man. This will be a D-zone draw. These are all important. Justin McComas try to get this one now as this will be sent down deep here for Muskegon for a moment. Opportunity here for Joe Gibbs. Gets ridden against the wall. Muskegon forced the cough up. Here's a track beautifully by Elijah Gibbons sliding all the way from the right to left post. He'll get a chance to hold on to it. So the one thing I mentioned from Game 2, Lakeland Ice Arena against the Alpena 45ers, again, we saw a couple of those goals where Elijah Gibbons left the goal crease, gave up a couple. Well, when the Sharks score about 19 goals, you're not really worried about a 19-7 result or something like that, but you couldn't afford to make those types of mistakes against Muskegon, and Right now we're seeing Elijah Gibbons stay in the goal crease, keep everything solid. Made a couple really good saves. There's a big rebound off the shot there for the Sharks, as this was settled back down from Joe Gibbs. This one gets deflected back towards center ice and flipped back down. Hunter Keppel now off the puck retrieval. See what the Sharks can do. This is their first sustained pressure, and we get a whistle, and the net's off. And I don't want to be the first to tell you, but I'm going to say it right now because I feel like I have to. I'm going to look out for this in the 4 eyesight and see if the net gets pushed off intentionally to try to relay that. And if the refs eventually start calling penalties, my guess would be no, but that was the first sustained zone pressure for the Sharks, and the net conveniently came off with nobody near the net. So just mark that one down. This is picked up now off the sauce, and will be sent back down. Hunter Keppel now trying to get a retrieval. There's a good pin. The right side for Riley Picture, able to get a nice steal, and the sauce pass out of the air. This will be now to the left side boards. Here's a flipping puck. Hunter Keppel able to set this one down and across the camera shot, flip it back down for lay. Precision ends up taking a hit from Andrew Polosha. And now an opportunity to push the other way for Muskegon for a moment. Racing now toward the right wing side. Here's a spin and turn. Isaiah Huffner trying to keep this one alive. Elijah Gibbons, we get a camera shot of him. Huffner on his back skate. Flip this one back down the ice. Pinballs off of the Voyagers. This is going to work out for a shot for them. And now the Sharks able to escape. It's Joe Gibbs trying to send this pass ahead. Polosha scores! What a sick goal that was, and a sick set of hands right in off the rush of a feed from Joe Gibbs. That was unbelievable because that took a lot of pressure there, as this was just a long shot toward the left side dot as Gibbs was able to set that one up. But that's full speed for Polosha as he finishes that one off. Well, this will be an opportunity now for Muskegon after a 3-2 lead Again, I'll have to get the primary goal and alongside Terry Ficcarelli because some of the stuff's hard to pick up. I know Luke McCarthy and Huffner ended up getting the assists on that goal. That was a chance from the point. There was a rebound. Elijah Gibbons couldn't see him in the goal crease. As this is sent back around now, Spencer Bowman as Luke Precision will pin him in near the right side boards. Bowman now off the leave as this will be flipped back now to the left side. Cole Helgamo off of retrieval, trying to get around Riley Picture. Gregorich now with a little bit of bump. And near the left side red line, this vulcanized rubber being battled for. Gregorich was able to get this one out in front, and Lay will hold. That was excellent work there from the Grego and Helgamo line as we get a stoppage at 13:29. So if there's one thing I would invest on the other side, at least for them, would be the PA to be a little bit less muffled. Because you know it's Luke McCarthy who's got another point. He's got 3, and they're all apples. Isaiah Huffner with the secondary. Got to get the goal scorer though. As this one's flipped back down and near the right side end boards. Sharks try to finish off a couple of hits as this is flipped back. And alongside Huffner off his back skate, Sharks try to get it. There was a delayed offsides. And now back into their own end as Muskegon. Off the touch, will leave this in across the bumper. Christian Montgomery takes a hit from Justin McComas, but they're able to go right to left. Goes back to Montgomery now. Coughs it right up in the middle of the Sharks change, but they go off. For Micah, couldn't stay on side. So we will get our changes and we'll get a neutral zone draw. Muskegon had scored the latest to give themselves back a 3-2 lead. This one will go D to D now for Jordan Truxton. Truxton, a dangerous pass near the right side end boards as this will be sent back down from about 100 feet. It troubled Gibbons. He made the save near the left side post as a couple Voyagers go flying into his net. Now Waterford race up toward the right side wing. There's a full slapper. Again, you know that for growth as he takes a hit, able to get back to his feet. Sharks will send this one down dangerously. It goes a glove hand save for Lay from Zach Molkowski. So an ozone draw upcoming. 12:21 left to go in the second. This will be won back by the Voyagers, and Truxton will play this one in off the glass, but it's not out. Traffic from the point is a good save for Lay. He never saw it. It just bounced off his left pad. Wraparound attempt, Polosha. He gets denied, able to stay to his feet now. Luke McCarthy and Truxton trying to give him a ride as Sharks can't find the puck. This one will be flipped all the way back down the ice now. Recollected here momentarily for the Voyagers. Sharks will intercept right into the neutral zone. Here's a good pass now off the spin and turn for Micah. Braces for contact off the double deflection. Lay's got it. Polosha was right there trying to get a stick blade out in front of the right side post. 11:39 left to go in this second. So we take a look at Riley Picture on the other end. Zach Grover will be the oppose of the draw. Sharks win it. 5-hole save there for Lay. Cole Helgamo now trying to find the puck again. This one goes up and out of play. It's been a lot of that right now. Lots been going on in this second period. My name is John On alongside the Go Live Sportscast. Again, I know my end of the side is blank, but I think everything else as far as the feed is all up. Now toward the right side, that will be where the face-off is. Gregorich on the tie-up. Able to get another opportunity. Layman, another good save. There's been some traffic out in front of his net. He's been able to make some stops he probably shouldn't have. And that's one of the reasons why Muskegon's up 3-2. Elijah Gibbons needs some help. He's going to get back in the goal crease here. This is a battle for it near the left side red line. Sharks able to escape. They'll race down an open wing. Here's a good move for Spencer Bowman as he chips and chases off the glass. Little reverse hip check. Try to get back into it now. Gregorich, he slams into the boards trying to take somebody out, but he will pop back up and go ahead and take his change. So that's good to see because that one definitely could have hurt Flip back around side for Bryant Danielson. Voyagers steal, try to send this one across the goal frame. And they'll pinball off the inboards. Sharks beautifully flip this one ahead. See if they can get a cross-ice pass. Cole Helgamo, he was by his lonesome, but the transfer couldn't be completed. We had a one-on-one against Lay. He goes to the bench in disgust because he knows he could have had one. Here's a chance the other way in a race. Vermeiken out off the pin alongside Danielson. McComas is there. Now to the left wing side. Sharks come into the zone with speed. There's been a lot more of that now. Here's a cross pass and a good shot block there for Christian Montgomery. A lot more speed in those skates there for the Sharks as McComas tried to send one out in front. Montgomery, who's got one of the goals in the first period that gave them a 2-0 lead. It's now 3-2. Sharks had 2 to the good. Voyagers still up by 1. Sent back around the inboards now. Across the goal mouth. Here's a wrister save. Elijah Gibbons the first time. It's in behind his net now. Goes D to D. Here's a shot from the point. Elijah Gibbons does have it. But now this is near the left side red line. Muskegon Voyagers now with some good sustained possession. This one goes off the stick shaft. Off the long flip. Sharks try to go ahead and find it. Refs say it's onside. Hunt for the puck now. Central Michigan, University of Justin McComas. McComas now off the pin. He's got Josh Schaefer in his grill. This one flipped, kept in by the Sharks though. Got to be quick about it. Theo Goody tried to put it around the inboards. Isaiah Humpner flipped this one back down the ice. Elijah Gibbons will vacate the goal crease for a moment. Voyagers trying to get some change on the fly for Zach Dance's squad. This is right up the middle now. Couple of stick chops. Sharks easily able to get possession. Find the zone. Right up the middle. Long shot. Awkwardly brushed aside by Lay, but he did get a piece of it. Hunter Keppel now emerge. Try to get this one back D to D, but it's stolen now by the Voyagers. Long outstretched pass picked off by the Sharks. Try to circumvent from right to left. That's what they want to do here in this second period. They got the road whites with the black pants and the orange striping. This is coughed up right in the neutral zone. Flip back down now for Jordan Truxton. Sharks will use the embankment. Good hit! And alongside for Hunter Keppel as he took out Joe DeWitt. And now cross-ice pass. Muskegon in from the point, stopped by Gibbons. We haven't had a whistle in a while. We'll finally get one. 8-14. So we will take our timeout alongside Muskegon. They get about 90-second break. So right now, I'm looking at the Voyagers page as far as the goal, and they've credited it to Riley Picture. Now it's a shot from the point at 14:21. So that latest one will be from Picture, Luke McCarthy, and Isaiah Humpner. So that completes my notes. For the Sharks goals, you got Andrew Polosha and Kieran Carlisle. Joe Gibbs, they've given 2 assists to, and Hunter Keppel's got 1. Again, the Sharks made it a 2-2 game from a 16-18 and 14-50. And then after that's all we've had. So that'll update my notes. Thinking of Muskegon on that side at least. Try to give you everything updated on the fly. And then on my side, if we can, toward the third, we'll get that little screen back as long as I can check everything else. But we should be good here for the sightlines, at least for 8:19. My name's John Ott. I'm trying to keep this play-by-play here for you for Game 1 of the MIHL Finals. Privileged to be in Muskegon for a second straight time to broadcast on the road. Again, the first time was alongside John Stonehouse as we made a little bit of an early trip. Now we got to bring Go Live Sportscast with us. Stoppage right at 8:08. This will be a face-off opportunity for Jeremy Joyce. And now the Sharks will send this one off the glass. Lonley will go ahead and leave it here for his defense. Maybe settle back around now for Joe DeWitt. Gets around some of that stick contact. And Truxton will push this one the other way. It'll be Muskegon. They'll have to circle back around the end boards now. Look to start again. Play this one for Spencer Bauman trying to get a puck retrieval. This is a jam and toward the left side dot and a little sauce pass looking for Cole Helgemel. Did not materialize. This will go cross ice. Good spot to shoot from. That gets blocked out in front by Gibbons. Is this play still live? About 7:25 left to go in this first. Touch pass into the traffic off the deflection. Elijah Gibbons makes one save. This is still in the high slot. Sharks now break out. Left wing side, little inside out positioning. Cole Helgemel tried to leave this one out in front. He did so nicely in behind. He had two players in front of him there as he got around Nolan LeClaire. Bodies go back down behind Muskegon's end. Here's a wrister. This one gets deflected back toward the left side red line as the Sharks in the middle of full self changes. Nonetheless, that'll work out because Elijah Gibbons has the puck. It'll be an ozone draw coming here for Andrew Taylor as the Sharks will send this one down into the neutral zone. Good chase on the forecheck. Have to go ahead and spin as the Muskegon Voyagers. They'll turn it over. Zach Molkowski now try to throw this across the goal mouth. Look for Micah now trying to help him. That big size on the skates for number 77 as Molkowski gets taken a little bit of a cross check. There's only been one penalty. Alex Gregorich was guilty of a big hit. That one probably was against Kevin Belvich, but maybe a couple of ones that could have been called for the Sharks. But all things considered, nothing too crazy here at this point. As Jake Prober now on the left side. Again, he's the D-man, but he got pinched up there for a moment. Tristan McComas was providing a screen. This one goes all the way down the other way. Elijah Gibbons and off the right side of the glass. It was a glove save by Gibbons. Now into the corner, and Waterford send a flip back down the ice. It'll be a safe cross-ice pass. At least I thought it was for a moment. Hunter Keppel, some beautiful feet work. That's what Shaq likes to say. Send this one down amongst the inboards. They got the zebra in front of me. He's hoping we can track this one. Here's a wrister. That one goes just wide of the right post. And yes, I know it's footwork, but that's not what Shaq says. As this goes now and around for Keppel. Dangerous! Up into the netting. I'm not sure how that didn't go in from about 5 feet. Looks like we're going to get a ozone draw from the left dot. About 5:38 left to go in this second frame. Devon Lee's had a lot more work to do in this second frame, and that was the one thing that we were saying that the Sharks needed to do. Here's a slap shot blocked out in front beautifully by the Voyagers defense. It is a 3-on-2 developing. The cross-ice pass does not go from right to left. The Sharks will pick it off in midair. Good hand-eye. As this again goes into the players' bench. A lot of precipitous stoppages here. As we wait on for bated breath, and I promise you that's not just because I'm freezing, but it is what it is right now. 3-2 is the score line. Riley Picture has the latest at 14:21. He answered Polosha and Kieran Carlisle's goals, made it 3-2. Traffic on in front. Again, the Sharks have done a much better job of that in the second period, coming out with their hair with the proverbial being on fire here, getting those chances. That's what they needed when they were down 2-0. It's now 3-2. We got 5 minutes left to go here in this second frame, but much more active. Now it's getting really physical down to the right side board. Somehow the Sharks emerge with it, able to keep this one on side, and I'm not sure what we get a whistle for now, but I know the Sharks won't like it because Andrew Polosha was doing some work. Now, in the right side boards, they couldn't get a number on it, but one of the Sharks was completely down and just getting worked over near the right dot. I'm signaling from the ref. It looks like the puck was kicked, and we play with a hand. That would blow it dead nonetheless. Jeremy Joyce against Alex Gregorich. And they will flip Grego back out, and then they're going to bring him back in. So he'll use the top hand and get the puck. Again, Gregorich was pretty good with that spin as far as getting that puck off the forehand and turn with the right hand. As this is loose on the high slot. Here's a shot. Lay able to get a piece of it with the legs. As this will be sent back down to the neutral zone. 4:35 left to go in the second frame. Sharks are within a goal. It was 2-0. Sent back around now for Jordan Truxton. Truxton now try to lob it. A little blind backhanded pass is not going to work out. Sharks have possession now as number 63 was still working with it. And Muskegon flip this one down the ice. Bryant Danielson play this one off the cross ice pass. It goes off the bumper. Away from Truxton for a moment and then flip back down. Sharks might as well get some new troops on the ice. That's exactly what the Burgess squad's going to do. Spencer Ballman try to hunt for the puck. Good steal now for the Sharks in the high slide. It's deflected a couple times. Joe DeWitt able to get this out of his own end. Now into the neutral zone. Opportunity onside was Kevin Belvich. He races in behind the net now. And Elijah Gibbons will stop it in behind the crease. They hadn't had too much time in the Sharks' end in this period. Here's a breakout pass attempt that gets picked off by Luke McCarthy. He's got 3 points in this game. It's dangerous out in front of the circles. You don't want to concede a goal right now as Belvich and McCarthy trying to do some work. Near the right side, high slot. Here's a shot, and Gibbons saw it all the way as we get another stoppage with 3:24. It's a much better second period for the Waterford Sharks. Again, there isn't any part of me that didn't think that wasn't going to happen. It was just kind of disparaging to see how much of the play was kept on the outside, but then you get that push. Momentum comes in waves, and the one thing for the Sharks you can say, which is beautiful on there, and they created their own momentum to get those goals, and they got that because they got traffic on in front, created chances where they had to make multiple stops, and when you're forcing a goaltender to have to do that, he's going to give up some rebounds, and that's how the Sharks took advantage of a couple of these. Hard-working efforts, and some skill there from Polusha. As it's now toward the right side boards, Danielson trying to emerge alongside with McComas. There's a spinning turn and lead from McCarthy, and near the left side red line. Again, I don't have the virtue of the TV side camera. I'll probably get that back in the third, but I'm just giving you everything else that I see here as this is picked up here for Gibbons out of the left side red line. About 3 minutes left in this second frame. So good period so far. Again, it's been a really good game. Again, we expected that between these two that this was going to be a heck of a lot closer, probably within 3 goals at the worst as this goes now near the right side dot. Flip back down now for the Sharks for a moment. Milkowski will play this off the end boards. And now Zach off the spin and leave. This one goes off the outside of the cage for a moment off the spin and turn now picture. Able to try to get some puck possession. Here's a long flip, a jump out of the air, a little pole vault. This is going to give the Voyagers possession as they'll work their way, do a lap in behind the net of Gibbons. High slot now, chance for Huffner to shoot. The Sharks try to brush it away in front of the middle of the slot. This is pinballed off the backboards. Opportunity, fake the slapper there. This is a knuckle puck that goes to the right side corner. And the Sharks will go ahead and flip this one back down the ice. And off the flip, Sharks will go ahead and take their change. And now Muskegon looking for the breakout. Here's an opportunity alongside for Benner. This one gets picked off for a moment. And off the spin and turn, it's Humphrey. Thank you there alongside for Kelly as we're all back up and running. 1:55 left to go in the second as Elijah Gibbons will stop this with the left pad. And now the Sharks will go ahead and take this one off the long flip. So a couple times where I've had to talk about things that weren't as inconspicuous. Apologies. I had to look for the sight lines. I'm glad we're all back as Truxton able to take that hit, flip it back down the ice. Elijah Gibbons will come away with the puck and behind his net. And the Sharks can look to break out. We've got about 90 seconds left to go in this second period. Kieran Carlisle try to brace for from a moment, forces a steal, gets it to Polosha, trying to get a wrister off a couple times. Too much traffic in front of his face though. Kieran Carlisle now, got to make sure the sticks don't get up too high, and that pass across the seams does not hit. Otherwise Polosha probably pots that one and ties it up at 3. He had it right near the right side dot, but it went right through his stick. 1:05 left to go in the second. Good puck possession here for the Voyagers. And off the flip, Sharks try to go ahead and find the entry. They've been able to do so flying down the right or left wing. As Spencer Bowman off the spin and turn. Now if you want to say the net goes off its moorings, but it does not. This one is flipped back down. That was Spencer Bowman and Cole Helgamo that were hunting for the puck. Down to 40 seconds. Sharks have a whole other period to play, but now they're only down 1, not 2. Now toward the left side boards. Here is a shot that gets deflected. Muskegon toward the left side dot. This is deflected before it ever hit Gibbons. Here's a race for it now. A couple of Sharks fall on it. They get some possession. Look for an outstretched pass. None to be had. And a race for it now, Cole Helgamo. He will get absolutely wiped out trying to find this, and the Sharks spin, leave for Grego. We'll get an inadvertent whistle away from the play. Right at 11.6. So what a far cry it was from the first and second of the Waterford Sharks. Again, Muskegon was playing up and down with speed in the first. Waterford's doing all the same things in the second, and that is why the scoreline is where it is. Riley Pictures got the latest. He answered Kieran Carlisle and Andrew Polosha of the Sharks to keep it 3-2. So Muskegon still got the lead, but this game is a whole heck of a lot closer than it was. It never was out of reach. It was just conversing styles of play. Looks like Cole Helgamo is going to take a penalty. That would be the second of the game against the Sharks, nothing against the Voyagers. So this is conveniently right at the end of the period again, as this is sent back in around the end boards. Now down to 2, down to 1. Muskegon trying to get a shot off before the horn. They will not do so. After 2 periods, it is a 3-2 scoreline. Again, Riley Picture with the latest for Muskegon, but Kieran Carlisle and Andrew Polosha get the Sharks closer. It's a 1-goal game as we get set to head to the third period. After this break, 1:48 of penalty time to Cole Helgamo. And we will see if we get everything finalized in the next 20 or if we need more. Because if this game continues the way that it just did in the second, Sharks could take it outright, or we could at least go to OT. We'll find out when we see it. We'll talk to you guys soon in a little bit.
So joining me with you alongside Matt Berger, the head coach of the Waterford Sharks. A much different second period than it was in the first. You see the Sharks able to play with speed, get zone entries, create some rebounds. What changed?
The boys actually had a little powwow in between the periods there, and they kind of felt that they could manage the puck a little bit better. They could try to get the puck behind the defenders, try to get a little center lane drive going, and most importantly, start putting pucks towards the net, John.
I just want to say this one other thing, too. These teams have met 5 times now in the postseason. They know each other quite well. Both teams are really supremely talented. Is it just going to be about all-out effort and trying to make the right plays at the right times?
I think those other 5 games were during the regular season. This is playoff hockey now. So, although, you can see them skating around and they definitely know each other, but right now I think all the chips are on the table, John, and they're trying to win a hockey game.
I appreciate that. We're going to see what happens here in the best of 5. We'll have some fun with it. Take care, my friend.
Well, thank you so much for having us, John. Really appreciate you. Thank you.
And Coach's team is to see what the Sharks can do here in this final set of 20. It's a 3-2 Riley Picture with the latest at 14:21 in the mix of Andrew Polosha and Kieran Carlisle at 16:18 and 14:50. So I'll continue to give you those score clock shout-outs when we can. We're just really getting underway here in this third. Cole Helgamo going to be in the box for what he hopes for about another minute 30. As the Voyagers, Luke McCarthy's got 3 primary apples here. Now to the left side, here's a wrister, gets deflected. Good diving shot block by Kieran Carlisle. As this puck will be kept to the outside. Christian Montgomery off the pin, and it is Nolan LeClaire, who scored the first goal of the game. That takes a hit. Spinning among the end boards now. And the Muskegon Voyagers have possession. This is off of the left side blue line. Take this one across. Bounces off of Luke McCarthy. Here's a chance in tight. Riley Picture that was saved by Gibbons. Picture now gets the puck back. Now on toward the right side end boards. Kieran Carlisle trying to locate it. Good puck possession right now for the Voyagers. Trying to do a dance out in front of Gibbons and make something happen. Here emerges the Sharks. Great move. Here's Gibbs. Wrister scores! Joseph Gibbs. We are tied. Joe Gibbs, shorthanded, 18:45. And yes, I will tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, as far as my bingo card, anytime you think about number 25, he is the one that gets the job done. It's a good steal out in front, and that's what put Gibbs off to the races. He beats one defender, takes a long wrister, gets right around Nolan LeClaire, does it himself off the puck pickup. Little house call for Mr. Joseph Gibbs. So unassisted for Gibbs, and that's going to be the highlight reel goal of the game so far, but there's still tons of time left as this one's flipped back down the end boards. Again, for Matt Berger, who's the new head coach of the Waterford Sharks, again, when I mentioned those 5 meetings, he was saying about the regular season. Again, these ones being 8 times, but I'm saying the 5 meetings over the last postseason side of it. These two teams know each other quite well, and honestly, like I asked him, and I think he did give the right answers, it is going to be about effort making the plays. These guys know that they're talented, and really, I don't know what more is left for these two teams to prove, other than just continuing to try to find a way to get an edge and end up lifting a trophy and getting a banner. That's what it's all about. But it's so difficult. Both of these teams are so evenly matched. Theo Goody, keep this one into the point now. Sharks were down 2-0. It's a 3-3 tie. And all of a sudden now I get a lot of the same feelings I did last year. There's a backhand loose out in front. This will be kept now for Lay and then picked up by the Muskegon Voyagers. That's not to say Muskegon can't come all the way back and win this game as we get a whistle, but that's kind of how it started. Sharks had a little bit of a lead last year in Game 1. Muskegon ended up scoring a late goal at the end of one and made it 2-1 in the game last year, but the Sharks pushed and then they were able to get a convincing win by a couple of goals. If you could beat Muskegon by a couple of goals, that's convincing. I know it doesn't sound like that in the grand scheme of things, but that is where we are. Sharks were down 2-0 in this one, and now it's 3-3. You find that push again, all of a sudden you find a way to win this game. You've done at least your job. You take one more tomorrow, and then all bets are off because you could have the repeat of last year. Things could change quickly. You still got another rest of this 20 minutes to figure it out, about 17-15 left. So Cole Halgamo's penalty expired. It was a shorthanded goal by Gibbs. I'll mark that back in my notes as far as the SHG, as it was unassisted. Now toward the left side bumper. Here's a touch pass. Keppel. This one will kiss the glass, go all the way out. Opportunity now. Brian Danielson. Off the spin and turn. Outstretched pass. Again, I got to meet Brian Danielson and Theo Goody right at where we were staying in the Bay Muck a little bit earlier, and they got to rest a little bit because I needed it. It's going to be a long day. And toward the left side red line. This will be sent back in now in a race for it. Sharks. Jared Siegel is back there alongside Justin McComas. Try to go and get that puck at retrieval. 16:30 left to go in this third. We are tied at trace. Now near the right side boards, and off the backhand there will be a spin and turn for the Voyagers for a moment. Shot from the point will go high and above the glass and away from Jordan Truxton. Sharks now, Zach Molkowski. Try to get this feather ahead as DeWitt. We'll chip this one down. Danielson thought about it. We'll go ahead and take the Vex pass in off the end boards. Try to get that angle, a little geometry. As it's 16 minutes left to go in this third, we're in a tie game. Again, if it stays that way, we'll go right to OT. Again, it sits at 5-on-5, I believe, as it would as far as any playoff games. Not 3-on-3, because that would get a little bit silly in a playoff game at least. As this will be flipped back in now by McComas. Here's a long shot. Hit the netting. So Elijah Gibbons in this third period really hasn't been tested just yet, and that's going to sound good to Sharks fans because that means that the play is going the other way. So McComas now we'll take this ozone draw. McComas off the leave. It'll be Isaiah Humpner gets a chance to pick this one up. And it'll be the teal and black jerseys at home for the Muskegon Voyagers, as we're at Lakeshore Sports Center for games 1 and 2. And off the long clear, this goes back and behind the end boards. Joe Gibbs now trying to get this one out of his net. As this will be recollected here, Humpner has it for a moment. We will get another whistle. I wonder if we're going to get a penalty or if the net was off. I think the net was off. That's what we're officially going to get. I don't think there's going to be any sort of intentional. As Grove exchanging some words with the Zebras here. You got Spencer Bowman out there, Cole Halgamo, all the top boys, and alongside for the Waterford Sharks that generally play every game. Alex Gregorich will go ahead and take this draw. This will be one back B side and sent back into the Sharks' end. We get an opportunity to pick this up one more time for Isaiah as he does a lap with the puck, try to take this one in the high slot. It is Zach Grover that wants it. And Elijah Gibbons will find it with the glove hand, get a stoppage at 15:05. So almost 5 minutes expired as Spencer Bowman having a laugh. And alongside with Isaiah Humpner that goes in for the fake trip. So it's nice to see these boys with a little bit of a playful trip when things get a little too physical and nasty, as it did about a week ago against the Alpena 45ers, and the guys get hurt and you get some big old fights. That is when things get a little messy. Not to say that these two teams couldn't do that, but there's a lot more skill, and they know that if you take a penalty, puck's probably going to look like a cold bin. It's going to go in the back of your net. So Sharks have only taken 2, and Muskegon has not taken one yet. It's just one per period. It was Gregorich and Helgamo. Racing now toward the right side. Helgamo off a beautiful loft. Here's a shot, and didn't get a chance much. It was moving a little bit too much. This will be sent back right now for Joe Gibbs. He's the one that's got the game-tying goal here early in this third. It bounces off for Micah's stick blade. And Muskegon will just be content to cough this one up. See if they can find an entry now. As a couple of the Sharks collide with each other. For Micah now trying to keep this one on the outside. And a good puck reversal here. Nolan LeClaire able to stay on his feet. And this goes a little bit too far for Rescission. He's got to check back on his own end. So John Hunter with you alongside the Go Live Sportscast. We appreciate you wherever you're listening and watching in. This is the MIHL Finals Game 1 at Lakeshore Sports Center in Muskegon. And we got a good one on our hands as we knew that we would. Now in toward the left side, Captain C. Spencer Bowman. We'll get an offside whistle. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a tripping call, because there was a lot of that toward the left side blue line. Maybe the refs are just going to decide where they want this puck dropped. I still see 5 Sharks, unless they're going to make a change now. Yeah, so Waterford is going to get a tripping penalty. Spencer Bowman is going to be the one. It was toward the left side blue line, so this is the third penalty, 1 per period so far. And this has got to be the most important kill because the Sharks had just tied the game with Joe Gibbs. Can't concede here. Riley Picture gets around Luke McCarthy and now fumbles the puck toward the blue line side, but it's sauced. It's beautifully read, though. And Siegel able to step up, flip this one down the ice. Andrew Polosha now try to get a piece of it as we got about 13:35 left to go in this third. It's tied at 3. Elijah Gibbons, big hit on the other end, and now it looks like there's going to be another penalty against the Sharks. That is not great news at this moment right now. The captaincy is already in the box, and when we start getting multiples here, you think about home ice advantage. I don't want to say that one out loud, but oops, I just did. 13:25. I'm going to have to look on the replay side and see what we get. Gregorich now alongside with Joe Gibbs. Looks like they're having a laugh about it. Luke McCarthy now on the camera shots with Joseph. So we're going to see who the guilty party is going to be. I just saw Lay leave his goal crease for a moment as the Zebras will converge. Again, if you're just joining us at 18:45 of this third, Joseph Gibbs, beautiful play, end-to-end, picks it up between the circles, gets around Nolan LeClaire, and roofs a shot from distance. A little bit of a heat seek tied this game at 3. That is still where we are. Again, it's a best of 5, so Not quite the best of three in a sense of when you win one, you kind of think you can go ahead and turn it over the very next day, but that's what the Sharks did last year, winning 2 games. It's going to be really hard to do that now. Tyler Groth will get a boarding call. So Spencer Bowman in the box for 1:20. Groth for 2 minutes. So a 5-on-3 for 1:20 here for the Muskegon Voyagers. Berger going to go ahead and command his troops as we get a really good camera shot along there with Frank Kelly for Micah now. Exchanging some words. Polosha on the bench with Keppel. You see that in Joe Gibbs, number 25. I don't know how the Sharks are going to do this, I'll be honest with you. Again, you wouldn't get paid too much to be able to say that as a play-by-play side, try to be color analyst, try to do a little bit media relations and all that. It's really, really difficult against a team like Muskegon. Again, you can drive the puck as much as you want with Riley Picture. You can hold it in with Luke McCarthy, who can score a ton of goals. We've seen that alongside of it. Taylor's also got 29 on the year. But you can start if you get puck possession. And one of the Voyagers is down, but the puck is not out. Thankfully, that was not a penalty. Can't have that there. This is flipped back around now for Nolan LeClaire, who opened the scoring. This one at the bumper now. In the high slot. Here's a slap shot. This rebound goes wide as it's picked up now by LeClaire. Going to do a lap and around the net. It is the Voyagers with a 5-on-3 for 50 more seconds. Shot into the traffic. Good save, Gibbons. He gets knocked down. Gibbons is down. Makes the save underneath him. Excellent work. He was getting pushed around. Got to make sure that he's okay. And Gregorich, he gets knocked down into his own goalie as he gets some words with Luke McCarthy. But Gregorich trying to do whatever he could to make sure that puck didn't get around Elijah Gibbons, as we had a lot of housekeeping to do in front of Gibbons' net. Wonder if he's just stretching out a little bit. He took a little bit of a collision with that mash at the net. Kieran Carlisle. It's another key draw. Joe Gibbs, beautifully done for the Sharks. We'll flip this one down the ice, and that Sharks bench is getting real loud down there, and I like that reverberation from where Frank is at, because you know what this means. It's picked up now for Grego off the back skate. See if he can find it. Here's a wrister. Diving attempt. It's blocked out in front of Gibbons a couple times. Might have saved a goal. Sent back around the end boards now. Gregorich with the tie-up. Malkowski can't get it out. Here's a chance now. High slot. Here's a touch puck. That gets brushed from the corner now. Away from Andrew Taylor. Try to get this now around the wall. This is in the high slot now. Play crisscross here for the Voyagers. Here's a shot into the traffic. Does not hit the netting, so we stay in play here. Joe Gibbs knocks down his man. Settle back around now for Andrew Taylor. Kept on the outside are the Voyagers. Here's a wrister. Another shot that gets blocked out in front. Does not hit Gibbons. The power play expires, but Groth is still out there. Another block for Waterford. They are selling out. Job's not done, though. Here's a chance, goes wide and off the inboards. If the Sharks kill this, they've got to get some energy out of it once they get a full set of troops back on the ice. And they're hurting right now. Kieran Carlisle probably got bit with that puck a couple times. Groth 5 seconds away from coming out. The Sharks have just killed a 5-on-3 to keep this one at a 3-3 game. That is monumental at this point as we're almost halfway through this one. Theo Goody reverse hit, stays on his feet. Now the Sharks will watch this one get sent in their own end. Elijah Gibbons. This is hard in off the end boards. Muskegon has it for a moment. And be careful, here is Siegel. And off the flip. Will do so cleanly as the Sharks want to go right to left. Here's a beautiful pass. It's Zach Malkowski racing it across the left wing. Malkowski now. And off the bumper. Trying to find this one with a couple of stick chops. Here emerges from Micah. And from an angle, does not hit leg. Again, all those shot blocks there for the Sharks. That one bit Kieran Carlisle. That last time he was hurt. Number 16 going to the bench. And toward the right side end boards. It's a loose puck. Picked up by Malkowski. Takes this one to the point and gets it back. Malkowski now, blind back pass, leaves toward the right side dot. Here's a centering feed out in the middle of the goal mouth, and this will go back down. Elijah Gibbons way out of the crease. We'll get a centering feed, try to get the Sharks going the other way. Sharks will spin and turn. And toward the right side off the leave. Spencer Bowman now trying to get the traffic out in front. As this goes to the left side red line, just the McComas now on the prowls. One of the Sharks will pick up their lumber. We're halfway through the third now officially. Joe Gibbs had tied it at 3. That's still where we are. Here's a turnover. Lay able to make the save as the Sharks couldn't hold completely. Picked up now and toward the right side bumper. Off the spin and turn. Big hit. And now the Sharks will go to a power play. And I'd be surprised if they don't answer for that. But at least also you don't want to take any extra penalties, as I see somebody down over there. And I want to know who it is. I'm looking at the fights on the other way. Chris Hawkins, they want a piece of him. Who was down there for the Sharks is my question. I'm going to get a look at this right now. Hopefully it was not Justin McComas. He's the one that gets to steal. Beautiful hand-eye play as he tried to score there previously from our replay. Are they not going to call? I'm not sure what the fans are cheering about here because that was a brutal hit on the other end. I'm just being completely honest. Groth was the one that got hit. Number 29. Last time, I want to say game 1, game 2, took a big hit against the end boards, and he had to leave the game for a while, came back in game 2. If they don't call a penalty on that, they're not calling a penalty on anything. That's just what I'm going to tell you, plain as day, and I don't think anybody's going to be able to argue that. We're just waiting to see it go on the score clock. So 3-3, and the Sharks should have a power play to the good. I just hope that Groth's okay because that was a mean, mean hit. As we get a camera shot of everybody meeting up here toward center. And I think we have some laundry and everything else to do on the other end. So my name is John Ott alongside Frank Kelly, the Go Live Sportscast. I appreciate you guys listening in, joining in, watching wherever you can. You got Terry Ficcarelli on Sunny FM for the Muskegon side. Either way, again, you can mute me and listen to him, whatever else. But we got a good one all the way across the board, and this one's going to be a lot of fun. Again, the referees are having a clarification as far as what they want to do. We're still trying to hear this on the announcement side so I can relay to you as well. It is eerily silent. I'm trying to look over alongside for Mama Shark. Again, we're going to get another replay here. This is after that wrister that was brought in. This should bring us up into that hit. And that is Groth. Spin. And as he's spinning, those numbers are showing. I know it's late as far as being able to pull up on a hit, but you got to call it. I really, there's no controversy here. I know the fans won't like it, but that's about as clear as day. I mean, you want to go back to what you have with, Manuel Margot yesterday with the Dodgers and trying to get that tag at home. Maybe there's a little bit of a decision there for AJ Hinch, but you got to go for it. At least if you're the Sharks, you got to get something. Because wasn't it game 2 with Spencer Bowman getting kicked out momentarily for 10 minutes? He had a little bit of the motor mouth, but he was defending his teammates. And now you have that now on the other side. So it's not going to be any controversies on the Sharks side. If they get this power play anyway, they got to score it. That's what we got. It's a 5-minute major. So Jordan Truxton, 5-minute major. So I got this in my notes, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the biggest one. You got Joe Gibbs, shorthanded goal, 1845, number 25 unassisted. Jordan Truxton, misconduct on Groth. So it's a 5-minute major for the Sharks. And I know it's game 1, you can't say season on the line, but this is a must score. You could score as much as you want in this 5 minutes. They got to do it. Here is Carlisle. Now, and off the draw, as this play is going underway, we had a momentary stoppage there of about 5-6 minutes. Sharks have a major power play. They just killed a 5-on-3 the other way. It's not to say Muskegon can't do it on the other side, because they're going to have to as well. They want to keep this scoreline level, but Sharks got to handle their business and got to get at least one. Theo Goody now toward the left side red line as this one gets flipped in. Sharks trying to do some damage here as Jordan Truxton sits in the box with a 5-minute major. D-to-D. Kieran Carlisle. High slot now Gibbs into the traffic. Lay was down. He made the save. He's swimming in the goal crease. Couple of saves in the full sprawl. This one now sent in toward the left side inboards. On for the puck was Polosha, and the Voyagers will flip this one down the ice. So again, if you're just joining me, ladies and gentlemen, it's a 5-minute major power play for the Sharks. They're in the middle of it right now. 4 minutes left. It is 8:45 left to go in the third in a 3-3 game that Joe Gibbs has just tied shorthanded. Bowman, a little bit too ahead for his stick, and that's going to allow Joe DeWitt to send this one across the red for Micah. Now gets his troops settled as they can go right to left. Again, the Sharks in the road whites at Lake Shore Sports Center, game 1 of the MIHL Finals, trying to take a game on the road. Spencer Bowman with a leave. I'm not sure who he was leaving it for as this one goes down the ice. You know he's not going to be happy with himself, but you can't think about that now. 3:20 left to go in the major. Cole Helgamo. Cross ice pass. Sharks trying to find an entry. Racing down the right wing side. Here is a leave for Micah. Now to the right side. Lay. Have this one go wide. Cole Helgamo off the sauce. Be a slapper for Groth. And this one will be saved off of Lay. Flip back down now. Sharks get possession. Bowman. Try to give this one across for his defense. This one will be to the left side. Now Helgamo with a wrister. This gets blocked out in front. Does not hit Lay. Groth. Seam touch pass. What a good design there. Deflected, goes wide. And now the Sharks still with about 2:40 left to go in this major. They need a goal. Spencer Bowman, long shot. Not a bad idea. Probably a good job. Time to get the draw. Get something going. At least the one thing you can say, too, you take that long shot, you get a stoppage. Yes, Muskegon can get some fresh troops, but more importantly, Waterford can keep their same designs of what they want to do with the puck possession. It starts with winning the face-off, and Joe Gibbs is going to have to go back in his own end. And off the full sail clear from 150. Again, I try not to jump because we do got the netting behind us in the glass, but the loud sounds still make you jump sometimes. 7:05 left to go in the third. Pick up now for Molkowski. Molkowski try to find the entry near the right side dot. It's a contested puck. Sharks can't find any space. Here's a long wrister, and Lay's got it. .6:55 in the period, and that 5-minute major sits at 2:07. Again, that's a little bit from the netting side, but that is my official update for you. As Riley Picture flip this one all the way down the ice. Elijah Gibbons will stop it near the left side red line. And the Sharks have probably about 3 or 4 more rushes that they can use. Kieran Carlisle off the half pirouette. Carlisle now still with it. Good move. Works his way to the left wing side and now uses speed. To the left side red line. Kieran still with it. Kieran now looking for an outlet as he works his way toward the left side red line. Finally goes D-to-D here for Joe Gibbs. Sets it across. He wanted it back to Gibbs. Wrister into the traffic. We could flip back down. And Joseph got to be the first to get to it. Elijah Gibbons fanned on his own pass, but he was the only one back in behind his own net. As Gibbs off the spin and turn. Almost got dispossessed and alongside for Jeremy Joyce, but the Sharks can get things going again. 6 minutes left to go. As this will be flipped, and this will bounce, and they're going to say up and out of the netting does Elijah Gibbons from what we saw. They want that to stay as an offensive zone here for the Sharks. So Sharks power play time is getting set to completely expire here as for Micah gets hit hard near his own boards. This will be picked up now for Muskegon. Try to find something short-handed, and now Huffner's shot goes wide. There's about 5:35 left to go in the third. It's only about 40 seconds left to go in this major. Sharks look like they might not get anything on this full 5 minutes. And that was also Muskegon who killed a 5-on-3 in this period. Waterford killed a 5-on-3 from Muskegon, I should say. So 2 teams have had chances to score on the power play and have not done so yet in this third. And you got to think that's probably the last one the Sharks will get, because officially, even with the 2 penalties, that Muskegon, or I should say 3, because you had 1 in each period, 5 minutes of time for Waterford, 6 minutes of time for Muskegon. It's about even. But again, it's 3-1 on that side is in terms of infractions. Kieran Carlisle against Andrew Taylor, pair of 16s. 5:24 left to go in this tie game of the third. Joe Gibbs, the only goal shorthanded. That one went at 18:45. There was a heat seeker from deep. Here's an opportunity now for the Sharks to get puck possession off the D-zone draw. That's where you want to start. And Hunter Keppel try to toe drag between his legs. And this will be flipped. Now toward the neutral zone. It is Gibbs. As power play time going to get set to expire down to 15 seconds. On for the puck to the left side red line now. This is Theo Goody. This is a loose puck. And they score for the Sharks on the backhand. That's a power play goal right before the end of it, and the Sharks now have the lead. I had to take an extra second as Theo Goody now toward the left side red line. Here is a beautiful shot and a rebound that leads to a backhand shovel, and the Sharks have the lead with under 5 minutes to go. That's a gorgeous goal, and that's a Johnny on the spot there for the Sharks. So Palusha does it again. He's got a GWG right now should this hold, and that's the only thing the Sharks need to do right now, because it's going to be unrelenting pressure from the Muskegon Voyagers the whole entire way. And if they really do, I just want to be honest, if the Sharks really do find a way to do this again in Game 1 that they did last year alongside John Stonehouse, then it's going to give me the sort of butterflies in a good way, because I'm thinking about that right now. It was a 2-0 lead for the Muskegon Voyagers, and the Sharks have played a good second period. They fought in this third, but it's really not done yet. As we get about 4:15 left to go, please don't go anywhere. Game 1 of the MIHL Finals. This one's going to come down to the wire. Andrew Palusha off the backhand rebound, sit up there for Theo Goody. I'm sure he's going to get a primary or secondary, so I will put number 6 on my sheet and alongside with Palusha. Man, oh man, what a turnaround this has been from the first period. And again, it wasn't even me being downtrodden, just being honest. Kept on the outside, not getting chances as far as getting the little slot, creating rebounds, and getting that work. And the Sharks were able to do that. Big save for Gibbons there. He's going to have to be a stone wall the rest of this way, and that's just the way it is. Here's a lift. It's not out, but Zach Molkowski trying to do some yeoman's work. It bounces right off of Huckner. Molkowski does not get it out. Has to brace for a hit now, as this is knocked away and alongside for Zachary Grover. All that's left is the time to be countdown here for the Sharks, but it's still too early to do so. But you see it on the camera shot, 3:35. Here is a battle right at the net between a ton of Sharks and a ton of Voyagers. As long as they can keep that puck moving, the refs can't blow the play dead, so that's smart by Waterford there. Now toward the left side, dot shot will hit the glass. Stay in play. 3:20 left to go as Molkowski needs off the ice. Voyagers try to come in the zone with speed. It's Belvich off the left. He's still trying to spin around and pick it up. He'll use it off the embankment. And now Muskegon didn't get a chance to get onside just yet. It's Joe DeWitt. Got to check back up. Now toward the right wing side off a one-on-one. Sharks will step up. Joe Gibbs. Nice play to knock it away. And now Muskegon trying to get settled in their own end. Across the neutral zone. Fired in across the red. 2:45 left to go in this third. Officially, John out here with you on the call. It's Game 1 of the MIHL Finals. Best of 5. Sharks are just taking the lead. Andrew Palusha late on the 5-minute major. About 5 seconds left. A shorthanded goal and a power play goal in this period. Now toward the left sideline. Muskegon needs to go left to right. They don't got a lot of time to do so. 2:25 officially. Trying to break out from a full 200 feet. There's a good touch pass here for Jeremy Joyce off the back skate, picked up by Grego, sends this one cross ice. Helgamo will take a wrister. This one gets deflected. It was saved by DeFay. And now Muskegon really needs to find entries, and they got to find it with bodies. Is this one sent the other way now? Luke McCarthy, who's got 3 assists in this game. How much more can he do? He can do a lot. This pass will be lazily intercepted. Sharks have possession now. Spencer Bowman takes a wrister. It'd be smart if the Sharks can kind of hold this as much as they can, but I'm going to start to say this. Look for Muskegon to cheat a little bit if they can. Good hit the other way in their own end as Muskegon now try to find the entry off the 1-on-3. Here's a touch pass. Nolan LeClaire try to pick this one up off the inboards. Sharks will get this out across neutral. 90 seconds left to go in this third period. Andrew Polosha and Joe Gibbs with the goals. Shorthanded power play respectively as the Sharks trying to take game one on the road as they did last year. This is picked up now off the back pass. Joseph Gibbs. Here comes a big slap shot, and this one will hit the glass. Kept in now off the backhand. Has been recollected here by Gibbs in the moment. You see a lot of the big boys out on the ice right now to try to close this one out for the Sharks. Andrew Polosha, he missed it. Had a great spot to shoot from the middle of the dots. 1 minute left. 60 seconds left to go. Muskegon trying to get this one in deep. Elijah Gibbons got to be on his P's and Q's now. The Sharks are very close from taking this one. It's been a great set of a second and a third. It is a icing call. And at least the Sharks are able to brace. You don't want to get any cheap hits there and get a penalty that could be called. I think they did so. I know the Sharks want to argue there for an icing. They're not going to get it, but there shouldn't be anything else other than that. Timeout's probably going to be called by Zach Dance's squad. It's a fever pitch here at Lakeshore Sports Center. Again, it was one major power play for the Sharks, 3 minor power plays for Muskegon. They did not score on any of theirs. The Sharks only got one in a major. They got theirs. Andrew Polosha, the latest. Joe Gibbs shorthanded when Cole Helgema was in the box. So this will be actually in the mix of Matt Berger. That's his time at Waterford. He's going to take his time and talk about it. If you have to really just say it as plain as day, you're going to see number 61, number 25, 63, 2, Helgemo, Gregorich, Bowman, all those guys out on the ice. You got to get your big boys to get the job done right now. Get your smartest guys to do what they need to do. I don't care what level you're playing on right now. If you think about the Red Wings side of it, it would be Eisman, Fedorov, Shanahan, all those guys. Goes with the ones that you trust. Block those shots out in front of Elijah Gibbons and take this thing home. That's the only thing you want to talk about now. Good camera shot alongside Bryant Danielson. Got a chance to talk to him today. Again, he made the long drive all the way out from the UP side just to play for the Sharks because he likes playing over here, and that is pretty cool. Elijah Gibbons was doing the same thing when he played alongside the Alpena 45ers. Again, he's got a contract with Mississippi Sea Dogs, but he's playing the rest of his stuff out with the Sharks before all that stuff is done, however long that's going to take, as we get a good camera shot of Berger. That was fun to have that interview in the third as he was talking with some of his players there and giving that little awkward laugh and shake of the head. You know, these pressure moments in between Grego and his M1 United squad alongside Berger and that coaching staff who brought them in here to try to finish this one out. And they are 48.4 away from taking game one on the road. And I'm happy to just be able to do these ones on the road. And anytime I get a chance to do this, it's always something special. And against the Muskegon Voyagers, you already know it's going to bring. The fans are making noise trying to get behind their Voyagers here. It's just getting loud in the blue rink, or red I should say, probably on the other side of it for Lakeshore, but that's where we'll be next week in Lakeland Ice Arena for Game 3. Tomorrow we got one more to do at 2:15. We'll see which team, one of these teams is going to be up 1-0. Muskegon needs a goal if they want to force OT, maybe win one outright if they get another quick one. This one goes wide in amongst the end boards. 40 seconds left to go as we get some contact. Joe Gibbs was knocked down and behind the play alongside Riley Picture. Waterford just trying to kill some time in off the bumper now. Day-to-day slap shot. It goes above the net and doesn't go in. Riley Picture with the extra attacker now. Elijah Gibbons battled in toward the net as Waterford trying to get this one out. Extra attacker here for Muskegon. Pulling out all the stops. Down to 14 seconds. Rolling puck down the ice. That'll be blown dead, but Waterford doesn't care about that. They need to finish up this last 11.2. Hey, I've covered some Stanley Cup Finals games alongside Alec Nava, Cooper Hopkins, some of my best broadcast buddies, and I'm still feeling the heartbeats now doing this. And it's a lot of fun because I've been working with the Sharks here for the last, about 2.5 years, my second full season here. getting a chance to do this again is a privilege alongside the Go Live Sportscast. I appreciate everybody listening in and following along. Sharks family, Muskegon family, everybody else, anyone that just wants to take in hockey. We appreciate having you. This has been one heck of a matchup. Hopefully we can get another one as good as tomorrow as well. It's not done yet, though. Got another 11 seconds left. So Gibbs with the SHG and Polosha with the PPG. And right now, GWG is all that matters. That'd be Polosha off the backhand should that hold. Spencer Bowman looks like he's in the box again. That'll be his second. So it is I believe the fourth now penalty for the Sharks, 2 for Bowman. Really not sure what that one was on, to be honest with you. The other 3 I was able to tell you pretty clearly, but it is going to be now a 6-on forward, so that is a nightmare fuel scenario, and I thought I saw 11 seconds, and they added 6 more seconds. So we're going to look back and across the zebras here. So it looks like 6 more seconds on the clock. Bowman in the box. Sharks really having, okay, so we got this one right. Sharks are really upset that they're adding some more score clock time. We're in Muskegon, and the fix is in. That's what they say. That's what I've heard. Again, I saw some of that last year, too. I can speak from experience. As they're saying, hey, why are we adding so much time to the clock when there doesn't need to be? And that's what happens sometimes. So just kill it, and then they can't say much. That's the only thing you can do. I wish there was another way I could say it. I got people up in the press box on the top. I got Ficcarelli on the other side. Everybody's standing. The fans are standing. Sharks definitely have a gripe, but all they can do is kill this extra 6 seconds. 17.2. It's a 6-on-4. Win this draw. This one goes in the corner now. Picked up here for a moment. Kieran Carlisle trying to get it out. Now to the right side wall. Sent to that wide of Gibbons. It's down to 5. Here's a chance now from the point. It's high. It gets blocked. And now on a play with 1.3. One more draw should do it. If the Sharks win this back, they can take this game 1, and they're not going to care about that extra 6 seconds. Main thing now for Muskegon is win this draw quickly. It doesn't even matter about drawing it back. It's get somebody to cheat out in front of the dot and get a shot off. So Grego going to probably get an overhand turn against McCarthy. It's the biggest draw of the season right now. 63 off the top. The Sharks have done it. They've won game 1. A 4-3 final. Joe Gibbs short-handed. Andrew Polosha, power play goal game winner. And the Sharks, just like they did last year, have taken game 1 on the road of the MIHL Finals. They win this one 4-3. John out here alongside you for the call. Feeling those butterflies in my stomach. Just like it was last season. You get that breath, the exhale of the heartbeats. That one feels pretty good for the boys. And excellent work alongside it. This one was a lot of fun, and you know what we get to say? We get to do it again tomorrow. So I just got to see Matt Berger, who I got to meet for the first time, loop around on the other side. Spencer Bowman with the kiddies on the ice. And you get some of those same feels that you got at Lakeland Ice Arena now on the road at Lakeshore. So pretty cool. See if the Sharks can make this a home ice advantage. They did so in the playoffs last year. I know how hard that's going to be, but let's say this as clearly as we can, folks. The Sharks have at least done their job. The goal as the road team always is to get 1. Make sure you come on the road with something to bring back with you at Lakeland Ice Arena. That is the second and third period. That took a lot of grit, a lot of skill, a lot of sandpaper, but a heck of a lot of skill between Polosha and Gibbs to push in the second period and wrap and get it all set up. So we'll get things squared away. 4-3 is your final. We'll see you tomorrow about 2:15 Eastern. Have a good one, everybody.